All right, Uncle Sam FM back here, and I am getting ready to do part 2 of my SuperDraft video. I first video made, I think, 3 picks, 4 picks, and so getting ready to do pick. This will be my 5th pick of the draft. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this will be my 5th pick. I just picked up Patrick Gilstrap, who's a center back that I wanted. And I am still hoping to get Jeff Connell. So hopefully New England doesn't take Jeff Connell. Jeff Connell's a left back, and I do need somebody to fill in for Lundqvist when he's not in. And then I'm actually kind of holding out hope. There's another guy I have as my 13th on my list, a Daniel Tobin at right back, hoping that he stays available till the next pick that I have, which is pretty far down the line. But the way I rate my players is obviously way different than the way the AI does. So there's a chance that he might still be available. And okay, Alba. I don't even think I have him on my list at all. I do not. So now I'm going to go take Jeff Connell, a fullback. So pick Jeff Connell. That's a good pick. So far, really, everything is going well for me. James Santos. Don't have him. Oh, I do. He's 21st in the second round. So next pick is Thomas Bland. I know he's a GA. Yeah, he was 8th on my list, but he's an attacking mid / striker. So I was not gonna. I take the best player available, but I don't mind not getting him because that position I'm pretty loaded on right now, even a young player. So Lee Canavan, he is somebody that was on my list somewhere, I think. No, I guess not. I don't see him unless I'm missing him. So that's all going well for me. Montreal picks Bill Kraft. I don't think I have him on my list. I do not. Jorge Watts, don't believe I have him. David Villasnor, I don't believe I had him on there either. Oh yeah, I did. He's other attacking mid, and I'm pretty loaded in that position, so don't need it. Robert Kelderman, that's a good pick. I think we saw it. He's last on my pick, or on my list for the second round, but he was highly regarded. My scouts were high on him, so but I don't always agree with my scouts on draft players. I've gone strictly with scouts before, and I've ended up being really disappointed. And I like to follow guys that at the time I made my own list, right, and then went with the scouts and then compared, and I did not like kind of the way that worked out. Andrew Campbell, I don't have an Andrew Campbell in my top 2 rounds. James Medina, that's one that I kind of wanted. He is the goalkeeper, yeah. So what I might do is try and trade for Medina. Jesus Gerardo Suarez. I know I had A. Suarez somewhere on my list. Yeah, that's another attacking mid, though, so not a bad loss. Chris Carpenter. Yeah, that's one. I would have liked to have had him. He's a center back, but can also play on the left. I would only play him at center back. But I like those kind of players because the ones who are more versatile are going to fit more my center back system. Because I like my center backs to be able to. I like my whole team to be able to pass and play the ball. I like players at every position who are comparatively competent with the ball at their feet. And that Reese Watkins, that's I would really have liked to have gotten him. he's lower on my list. He's 19th in the first round, but he's a right back / wing back, and obviously that's the kind of guy I like at right back. And Sergio Gonzalez. I don't think I had a Sergio Gonzalez on the list. I do not. Obviously, I've got a big gap here with nobody. Carmelo Bullen. Nope. Jason Ward. Don't think I had a Ward. Santiago Campos. I'm pretty sure he was on the list somewhere. Yeah. That's another right back. So that's kind of a bummer. Mark Malone. Don't think I had a Malone. Nope. Bill Olvera. Did have an Olvera, but I don't think it was Bill. Oh, it was. That's another goalkeeper, so that's a tough one. Brett Shaw. I don't think I had a Shaw on my two line. And I know this is getting boring, but I kind of want to just show going through the whole draft. Okay? Now, my pick. My next logical selection, since I got Jeff Connell, the highest rated player is a Daniel Tobin, I think. Or was he picked? We're talking about him. No, he is there. He's a right back. I did already get a right back, right? Yeah, Shuttleworth. So, but my system is to take the best player available. And Tobin is high. He's got his determination was rated between 19 and 20. That is remarkable high. Yeah. Obviously, some of his other ratings are lower. Passing is not great. Vision is mediocre. Decision's a little lower. But he is 21, so I can hopefully develop some of those things. Yeah, looking at my list, given my needs, I think that's the way I gotta go. I need fullbacks. So I'm going to take Daniel Tobin. He is now a Dynamo player. Daniel Tobin, you are mine. And we'll get back going. Jason Parker, Edward Harks. Don't think I had either of those guys on. Yeah. Richard Williams. This is where a lot of the players in the draft kind of start running together. There's not as much separation. Okay, so Daniel Tobin. Oh, see, here's a tough choice. So Lee Canavan. Oh, or wait a minute. It seemed like I remember him getting taken. Canavan. Yeah, he was taken. So this is going to be an easy pick. My left back, Spencer Helfrich. Although I kind of remember him being taken too. Nope, there he is. So, yeah, that's good. That worked out for me because this draft is working out for me because it's helping me to add depth to the back line, and that's what I needed. So that is good news. All right. Juan Cortina, I don't think I had him. I'm going to go ahead and shade that. Nope. Matt Reed. Don't think I had a Matt Reed. Steve Serrano. No Steve Serrano on my list. Mike Roth Garza. I know that name would have stuck out to me. Once I assemble my draft order, the guys that I want, I don't really. I mean, I study them. I learn a lot about them, at least as much as I can. Jose Perez, I have him in my second round. He's a left mid, and then he can play all along though. He can play attacking mid at any position. Jacob Akers. Don't think I had an Akers. No. Al Trulio. go ahead. No, Al Trujillo. James Castellanos. No, I don't recall that name. Nick Kobos. Yeah, it is a lot. Well, all the guys kind of are the same level. Tim Wong. No Tim Wong. Edgar Nava, no, I had him somewhere. Yeah, striker, he was 22nd in my first round, so that's a pretty high pick. Daniel Perry, don't think I had such a person, so I'm going to go. Daniel Rodewald. Nope. Darren Morrison, that sounds, yeah, he's a left winger. Had him 23rd pick of the first round. Martin Rivera. Nope. Michael Salceda. Nope. Paul Davis. Don't think I had a Davis. It's a really vanilla name. Andrew Quinza. Nope. Pat Doan. Now he is one that I had. He had him pretty high. Yeah, right center back, center right back, whatever. Had him going in the second round. So now, Pete Hudson. Pete Hudson is the next guy on my list, I think, and he is a center back / right back. Yeah. Again, another good pick to help my back line, which is where my big need was. So, again, things kind of work out for me. Max Cullen Boyd, definitely don't have him in that. Gary Gronewald, I had him. He can play fullback on either side. And that's a good pick. Okay, another pick. Got to be closing in one of my last picks. My next guy is Brett Shaw. He is a right winger, and I'm going to take him if he's there. Oh, you know what? I guess somebody took him. I guess I missed that. Adam Anderson. He's a striker. And I already have so many. I wouldn't mind taking a goalkeeper, but the next one is really kind of low on my list. And I probably could be able to sign him after the draft, which I do sometimes. So I'm going to go Adam Anderson. Best player available. And then from there, just make it work. You take the best player available and you develop him, and then you sell him or you trade him, and you know that's how you profit. That's how you build your club. All right, Richard Hernandez. Don't think I had a Hernandez. No. Eduardo Dominguez. Did not have Eduardo Dominguez. Tommy Daniels. Did not have a Tommy Daniels. Rob Locklear. Yeah, he's a left back. Had him as the second pick in the second round. Which, by the way, everybody that I had in the first round is now off the board. Either I drafted him or they did. Which is good, because I drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those guys. So when you get 7 of the guys that you had as your first round picks, that's going to be pretty good. And yet every time the game ranks me as having a terrible draft, but the game doesn't know what it's talking about. Luka Birch, he plays all across the attacking mid line, right, left, center. He was my first pick of the second round. Robert Franco, do not have him. James Infante, nope. Matt, what was that? No, I don't have that, I know. Chris Adanella, I need my glasses. I get headaches when I read. It's weird. I've got 20/17 vision, according to my doctor. And that's even better than regular 20/20 vision, from what I'm told. I don't really know eye science, but sometimes I get headaches when I read. Ever since in high school in a basketball game, David, I don't think I have any such. So in a basketball game when I was in high school, I got poked right in the eye by a big player, but an opponent, and it's weird. It cut like this part of my eye, and I go into the locker room and I look in the mirror, and it was crazy because like whatever the pupil part of my eye was filling with blood, and so ever since then, my vision tested the same. It was when I went to the doctor for that I was told that I had 2017 vision. So it didn't affect how well I saw. But ever since then, sometimes when I'm reading, I get headaches. When I was reading books or whatever, and the doc told me to try wearing reading glasses, and that seemed to sort it out. But every once in a while, I'll have issues. Josh Granger. No, my pick. Okay. So the next guy I have on my board is a Tim Capello. He's a holding midfielder. So that's what I'm going to take. All right. Tim Capello. I got George Dolan, Paul Williamson, Matt Green, and Anthony Barker. So I still have my first 2 rounds, my top 48 guys. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available. Probably won't sign them. Maybe I'll sign this goalkeeper, Ethan Molyneux, however you pronounce it. But other than that, I'm probably good with who I've drafted. Chicago had tried to trade with me during the draft. I don't like trading. I really don't like, because the opponents in trades in MLS, they literally try to screw you. There's no win-win when you, well, most of the time, there's not many win-wins to be had when the other team initiates the trade. If you initiate the trade, then you probably get well, you can win a trade that you initiate, but when they come to you, it's always a terrible deal for you. Okay. So some of these guys you do have to get contracts with, and you have to offer them, and they're not all going to come in with your minimum salary or on the reserve squad. And this guy is not going to happen. He's won $145K a year. So best I can do is try and lower that. I usually go down to about 15 at least to see, and I always up their years. And usually they accept it. Yeah, no, this guy's senior minimum salary, that's pretty much ideal, but he's going to be on the senior squad. So with them, I'll try to get it down to the reserve. Oops. Let's see if I can't get them to accept that. Reserve contracts, you can only sign them to 2 years on a reserve deal. We'll see if he takes it. Nope, he wants the senior minimum. Well, if you're going to do that, then I want a full length. And sometimes you have to loan these guys to get your get all your under the 20 senior players. But I do always try to get the reserve. Yeah, because the reserve is ideal if you can get them drafted and sign a reserve contract, because then they don't count. And this guy's going to take it, so then he's not on my senior roster, my senior squad. This guy is way too big. I'll never get him down, so let's try to get him down to 135. Yep, he'll do it. Senior minimum. Let's see if we can get him to sucker into a reserve deal. Yep. The idea is you want to give as few senior contracts as possible to your draft picks. Because they're not usually going to be ready to start right away. If they are, then your squad is poor. You're in a real rebuilding mode if you're having to start all your draft picks, or even most of them. which I am kind of rebuilding the back, so some of those guys might. And this is another guy, he's going to want a big... Alright, so we'll continue so that they'll get on there and kind of reassign and get them onto this tour. I'm on tour now, so let's get my draft picks on the team, get them in, over to Japan, where we're about to play San Frecce. I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe if you're Japanese, you can, in the comments, let me know how that's pronounced. They are, well, I don't really know anything about them. I mean, they're probably good. Okay. And because I had all those, what I do, and if you watch my other video on how I set up for my draft, you'll see how I create a short list with all the players in the draft in it so that I can scout them and see them all in one place, compare them to each other easier. But when you do that, you have to read about everything, about all 150 of them. And so that kind of is annoying until you get that sorted out. Which I do like actually reading about, because sometimes if you'll notice, some of these guys are not getting signed, right? That's what a lot of these are about. So Bullen rejects Columbus. Rodewald rejects Columbus. Some of these guys are not getting signed. And if I see somebody, if I happen upon somebody that I had rated highly that did not sign a contract, then I might try and work a trade with them, because you can't sign them. Like, okay, so let's say I wanted Tommy Daniels. I don't think I had A. Daniels on my list. I don't think it was Tommy. But let's just say I did want Tommy Daniels. Whoever drafted him owns his rights. So Chicago owns his rights. So I don't think I can. Yeah, see, you can't just offer a contract, but you can offer a trade. And a lot of times, because they were unable to sign this guy, it's easier to trade for player rights than it is for an actual player, because they can't sign him. They're not going to sign him. Like, Chicago's not going to sign Tommy Daniels. He's not going to play for Chicago. So Chicago does not have much leverage. There's no contract there. All they own is the rights. So a lot of times they're happy to get rid of the rights. I've gotten guys for like 4th round draft picks before, and I'm not crazy, but I don't need 4th round draft picks. Are like nothing, at least to me. All right, so looking through Overton, Campos. I did have a Campos on my list somewhere. Santiago is an interesting one. I'll have to think about that one. Medina. Tell me that's the goalkeeper that I wanted. Yes. If I could get James Medina. All right, so I am going to go for James Medina. Don't want to give up let's see if I can get him for a 3rd round pick. Yep, see, a 3rd round pick is not that great. To me, that's a huge win, because I have Medina is my highest rated. He was my highest rated goalkeeper in the draft. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this offer and try and get him. That would be. I was planning on trying to trade from him anyway, and I probably, had he actually signed a contract, it would have been very difficult for me to get him. All right, so now my guys have Manotas, welcome Pass, introduce him to Parks. That's my Spider-Man. Perez, see somebody? There was a Jose Perez I had high on my list. Well, he's my 2nd round, and he's a winger. All right, Manotas, welcome this guy. He's probably going to get loaned. He was the number 1 pick, but I'm so top heavy a striker. through all these guys. Edgar Nava was kind of high, wasn't he? He's a first round, but he's a striker. I'm not going to go out of my way to trade for a guy that in a position where I'm just way loaded. I always have my my team leader to welcome guys, try and get them as acclimated as possible, as quickly as possible. Can't believe I'm going to get that goalkeeper. That's huge for me. Tell you who else is huge for is RGV, because either he's going to go to RGV or the guy I'm going to sign from my academy is going to go to RGV. Now, Bill O'Vara was a high. He's a goalkeeper. I'm trading for one already. Lundqvist injured. That's good. What is your reaction to reporting as Pete Hudson leaking out? Pete Hudson. He's my draft pick. Sometimes the questions don't make sense. Okay, I'm confident of going forward. All right, what are we at? Where are we sitting at time-wise here? So this video is running 26 minutes. It is kind of long. I'm going to skip the scout meeting for now. So yeah, I cut off the last video real quick because well, I really don't like covering personal life on these videos, but my wife, she does not like the bugs that kind of hang out near our house. So once every year she has a guy come and spray, and I was pretty sure that I heard him knocking on the door, or well, getting out of his vehicle, and I did. So he sprayed, but now I figured it works out because it breaks up this draft video into two, so you can kind of see how I handle the after. But hey, catch me next time.